Yo, what's going on, guys? It is your boy Mario. I am back, baby. I am back, and I never really left, did I? Finally, we are gonna drop the Arrow Season 4 review, guys. Heavy spoilers, just letting you know, throwing that out there. You know, all my reviews got spoilers because, I don't care. Um, got my Team Amel shirt on, the fuck cancer joint, gotta represent my boy, the Green Arrow. So let's get right into season 4, man. If you guys have been keeping up, season 3 ended with the taking down of Ra's al Ghul, all that good stuff, and Oliver leaving, giving up being Arrow, and going and living a little life of suburban happiness with Felicity, man. And the team was basically left to their own devices in Star City to do what they do. And he comes back and basically Felicity has been kind of helping Team Arrow on the side, unbeknownst to Oliver, while he's been learning to be a fucking baker and shit, making food and baking and stuff like that. Yada, yada, yada. We find out that Felicity still wants to be a part of the vigilante lifestyle. That was my cat. And Oliver at first wasn't really feeling it. He was kind of cool with not being that anymore, but hey, the power of a beautiful woman, right? She convinces him to don the hood once again. But he realizes that he can't be the hero he used to be anymore. He's got to be something different, something better. So he changes his name to the Green Arrow. And he wants to be more of a symbol of hope to Star City. And that's how the season started. And you know what? I'm going to tell you guys right now, the positives of season 4 are the villain. Damien Darhk was freaking awesome. The acting on this show is always really great. I'm always gonna love Stephen Amell. I think they have not reached the heights that they did in season 2 yet. They did a Terminator 2 to themselves, basically, with season 2. The sequel to their first season raised the bar in so many ways that it's been very hard for them to hit that stride once again. That being said, like I just said, Damien Darhk was a fantastic villain. I liked him a lot in this season. And like all around, the acting is fine. The acting on this show's great. Stephen Amell's awesome. David Paul Ramsey kills it as Diggle. I really think that the best actor on this show, though, and you guys can let me know, comment on this if you agree or disagree, is I think his name is Paul Blackthorne in real life, but the guy who plays Captain Lance, Quentin Lance, I mean, God, that guy, the emotion and power he brings to every scene he's in, absolutely just a joy to watch that guy interact with anybody on the show. Some of the things that happened this season, man, were out of left field. I didn't expect, spoiler alert, Laurel to get killed by Damien Darhk, especially after the writers had found a way for us to start to like her again, because I had gotten to a point where I just had it with her as a character, and they really got me on board with her as the Black Canary. I thought they were leading us to Laurel and Oliver becoming a couple like they are in the comic books, because, Felicity breaks up with Oliver after he proposes to her because whatever, he lies about. Once again, spoiler alert, you find out Oliver Queen has a child that he never knew about, that his mom paid somebody off to not tell him about. You find out about that in season 2. It gets brought back in season 4. And Felicity didn't like that Oliver didn't say anything about it to her, but he wasn't telling her because the girl that he had the kid with, I almost said made the kid with. The girl that he had the kid with asked him, she basically said, if you want to continue to see your son, you cannot tell anybody about this. So he honored that, and Felicity ends up finding out and breaks up with him, basically saying, if you're going to lie about that, who knows what else you're going to lie about. And it was just like, it was strange to me. This is my big problem with season 4, guys. I love the villain. The backstory and the island was okay. Oliver was awesome. Stephen Amell's great. Everybody was fine. My big problem with this season, though, was Felicity. I'm not sure what the writers were intending. I don't know if they wanted us to dislike her, or if they wanted us to get annoyed by her, or her side storylines that really just, I'll be honest, there were points where I was just like, I just don't fucking care. Like, I would be watching her little plots and stuff, and I'd be like, in the midst of all this shit going on, why are we dealing with this right now? It didn't seem like something important enough for us to be focusing on as the viewers. Especially, I mean, man, that is made so apparent in, I believe, the second to last or the third to last episode of the season, where in the midst of what's possibly a nuclear holocaust, we're having a Brady Bunch family reconciliation between Felicity, her mother, and her father. And it's like very happy and very lighthearted, and the tone of it just does not match the severity of what's going on around them. And it's little shit like that with this season that really made me have a very mixed bag of emotions towards it, because like I said, there are things about it I loved. I like that they introduced Anarchy, the villain from the comic books. I like that, once again, I mean, Danny Brickwell, that villain was great. Killing off Laurel was a ballsy move. And it really bothered me because I was just starting to really fall in love with that character again, and they killed her. And I really, for the life of me, can't figure out why, aside from giving Oliver a true motivation to kill Damien Darhk. I mean, I know he kills 10,000 people in one part of the season, but it's a very up and down season. There's some great moments. I mean, hell, the last episode is fantastic. The season finale was great. And then he ends up becoming mayor. And I like that Diggle left and Thea left. And everybody's just kind of like, all right, man, we had enough with this craziness. We all need a break. And Oliver and Felicity are there taking on, the world together by themselves. And I don't know where this is going to go. I really have no idea. I'm just as clueless as everybody else. Like with the end of The Flash, I know exactly where they're going right now. They're doing the Flashpoint Paradox. With Arrow, I really don't know. The Black Canary's not dead in the comic books. Felicity and him just as Team Arrow. I mean, I'm sure Diggle left to go to the army because I think he needs structure after basically killing his brother. I mean, so much stuff happened in this, and I said this in my Flash review, it's very hard to encapsulate an entire season worth of stuff in one sitting, which is why I constantly say, guys, please comment on these videos, because then we can have a further discussion about things I probably am going to miss. There are things that I'm not going to think of. But I mean, the Constantine episode, obviously, that comes to mind. What a great thing that was to have John Constantine guest star. But yeah, I mean, if we're going to compare CW shows, Flash Season 2 is vastly superior to this. And I just feel like it's because the writers were trying to balance and juggle too many different storylines. And Arrow worked best when it was just Arrow, Diggle, and Felicity fighting street-level crime, man. I really think introducing magical and fantastical elements to this show took something away from it, and that's even with as much as I like Damien Darhk as a villain. I just think Arrow works best in a grounded setting. And I hope they can kind of bring us back to that for season 4. But if I had to grade this entire season, B- C+. We're in that range, man. And the way they left it, I'll say that. The way they left it for the end of the season, I am excited to see where they're going to go from here. And that is it, guys. Please, like I said, comment on this. Let me know what you thought of it. I love to have discussions about that stuff, all right? And happy Memorial Day. We'll talk, all right? Peace.